The NBA Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Underdog. Underdog is hooking up new customers. Play just $5. Get $100 in bonus funds when you sign up with promo code NBA SGPN. Yes, sir. We are back with another edition of the NBA Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network. I mean, the voice of guys, me, really, Villain Terrell Furman Jr. here at your service. Oh. I made a John Laurinaitis joke about Scott yesterday because Scott texted me and said he had Laurinaitis. And it was really funny in my head. Now I sound horrible. I don't know how Scott found a way to give me his Laurinaitis from wherever the fuck Scott's at. Damn it, I'm supposed to stop cursing. From wherever the heck Scott's at. And now somehow I feel like I am about to die. However, the show goes on, and my New York Knicks are looking to do something that they've never done before. Advance in the quarterfinals of the NBA Cup. We have 2 NBA Cup games going on here today. Yesterday was a cool little day for me. Not gonna lie, I had the dog, Andrew Nembhard, 9+ assists. That cash, plus 210. Shout out to him. And then for my lock, I had the under in the Timberwolves and the Suns game. It was under 224. That went to, what's that math in public? 213. So we did cash the under there. So a nice sweep on me in the solo pod yesterday. Let me see here if I can get me a nice little sound drop here. Very good stuff there. All right. You see him over there. He hasn't said much yet. Nerd Lonte Smith. Lonte, what's going on?
What's up, man? Hopefully we can. Hopefully I can get back on track. Not been a good past few days for me in the NBA, so hoping to get back on track with a few winners here.
All right, I love it. I love it. NBA Cup action, a lot to talk about. We're all going to get to it very quickly, and then I'm going to get out of here. And I don't know, what do you drink to make your throat feel better if you don't like tea? Because I hate tea, and I just don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either.
Maybe
I would
some hot
just.
water.
Yeah, maybe just soup. Just eat some soup.
Yeah, I might go find some soup. I think I'll
Yeah.
do that. All right. Get access to all of our free picks and podcasts in one convenient place. The SGPN app. SGPN app. Go ahead and get it. Download it for free over there in the App Store, Google Play Store, wherever you get your App Store, and you'll be able to lock in. Just type in SGPN. All right. Let's see. What is the next game we want to talk about first? First of all, this is tipping off at 6 p.m. So if you're going to get down on this action, remember, you normally lock in for the NBA slate at about 7 p.m. Eastern time. This game is tipping off at 6 p.m. Eastern time. We have the Orlando Magic welcoming the Miami Heat to town. Magic originally were laying 5.5. Currently is Heat laying 1. Now, I'm sure this was Orlando minus 5.5 when, Franz Wagner and Paulo Banchero were all at their healthiest, weeks ago. But now, 1. Laying 1 with the Heat on the road. 235.5 is total injury reports for these two teams. And we have, shout out to the chat for giving me home remedies. I'm about to screenshot those. All right. Tyler Hero's probable. Davion Mitchell is probable. Larson is probable. Drew Smith is questionable. Franz Wagner and Mo Wagner both out for the Orlando Magic. All right. If this was Scott would probably be trying to tell us his theory that Paulo Banchero can't carry his team, and it's more Franz Wagner than Paulo Banchero. I somewhat agree. Mostly disagree with that take. But I am concerned about the Orlando Magic here today. Heat might trying to get. So, say what you got going on.
Yeah, I like Miami. I mean, both of these teams they played each other. I think the Orlando has won by a combined 5 points. I think they went into overtime in the last matchup. But again, it's still a not fully healthy Orlando team, and they haven't been that way for a while. I think since early on in the season. But Miami's kind of trending down a little bit. The injuries have kind of derailed them from their hot start early on, and they've struggled as of late. But I think that's a lot to do with implementing Tyler Hero back in and different things like that, him adjusting to the offense,
Mm-hmm.
um, and stuff like that. So I do think they've had an extra day off than what Orlando's had. Obviously, the travel is basically nothing. I mean, probably like an hour flight, if that. I mean, 35, 45-minute flight. Um, so I do think that the Heat are the side here. The move from 5.5. I mean, obviously, a lot of that has to do with Franz, but I'm worried about secondary ball handling and scoring outside of Paulo because they're probably just going to load up on Paulo, and they have the defenders to where they don't have to double him. I would
Mm-hmm.
expect to see a lot of Bam on Paulo, probably a little bit of even some Khalil Ware just to give him some size. Although Khalil Ware is not the he's not the sturdiest on the perimeter, but
Mm-hmm.
again, just to bother him, and then you can bring in Jaime Jaquez, bring some size in, like some to guard him underneath. So yeah, I think they got a lot of ways to deal with Paulo, and it's going to be force those other guys to make shots. Like can Bane, continue? Bane's been playing a little bit better, so hey, can he continue to make shots? Can Jalen Suggs continue to make shots? I mean, Anthony Black has struggled shooting, but he's been good this year. Um, all that to say, yeah, I like Miami in this spot. I think they'll play with a lot more pace, a lot more energy. Spo talked about that energy level and that kind of assertiveness lack of assertiveness that they've been playing with. So I really do like Miami in this game. I think they win this by a couple positions.
All right. Okay, so the Miami Heat have had struggles with the Orlando Magic as of late. They did lose the two earlier matchups this year. Both of these two teams run a blistering fast pace in the past 5 games. In fact, they are number 1 and number 2 in terms of pace in the last 5 games. So we know the Miami Heat and how they get down, wanting to go up and down the court, up and down the court all the time. And so we know that about them. But this Orlando Magic team, I don't know, man. It's just when they tried to play fast this season, it really hasn't worked out like to the best of them. Like they want to slow the pace down, play out of the half court a little bit more, and settle into that defense. But as injuries come along, you can't really play the same game. And so I think that we could see them match the Miami Heat in terms of pace here, which would be good for a total and them going up and down the court, up and down the court. Very interested in seeing the Orlando Magic defense here because they actually are very good at defending in transition. And I think that's going to be the issue for the Miami Heat is because even though they're playing fast and the offense may sputter at times, to be honest, but this team is really, really good at defending in transition. They're one of the top teams in terms of fast break points allowed over the past 5 games. That's going to be really, really tough for the Miami Heat, who are one of the bottom teams in that same category. So if we start getting into a pace game, running up and down the court, I like the Magic to be able to play transition defense a little bit better than the Miami Heat here. Easy handicap for me here. Heat are laying a point. At the end of the day, I can't take the Heat as favorites. So I'm gonna trust Paolo Banchero that Paolo Banchero is going to be able to ride with this team. They did take a L last year in the NBA Cup quarterfinals. Hopefully, that can be some motivation for them. I'll take Orlando plus the point. I think that the defense is just going to be slightly better, and everybody's expecting Orlando to just kind of fold this game with Wagner out. But I think they're going to have something to say. Tough game though. Orlando's been really good against this team. 235.5 is the total. Lonte, what you want to do?
Yeah, I like over. Obviously, we could talk about the pace with Miami. That's kind of been the talking point for them the whole season. And I do think Orlando, like the one thing that Miami has to do well is to keep them off the free throw line, but it's been tough to do that with the way that they play. And without Franz, who was getting to the free throw line at a decent amount, I think they're going to just wall up on Paulo. And like I said, I think they're going to force those guys to make shots. I think they will make a few shots. I just don't think it'll be
Mm-hmm.
as many as Miami. But I think the pace will be at a really, I think it'll be a really good pace. So I'm going to go over just expecting a lot more fluid offense. Maybe Orlando gets to the line. I think they're getting to the line at a top 2 rate. So maybe they don't get there that much because Miami does a decent job without fouling. But I do think Miami can get out in transition and run on this Orlando defense. So I'm going to go over just a slightly, like a quarter unit bet to the over.
All right. I am on Orlando, so I will take under and say the Orlando defense just does enough. And it's probably going to be a sweat. I'm not expecting it to be like 205, 206. I think it'll be probably like 227, 226, like something very, very close, 230, like something very, very close to the total, but just sneaks under. So I'm on the under. Player props. Let's talk about player props. We only got 2 games. Might as well. Norman Powell. When I see Miami, I instantly think Norman Powell. 28, 28, and 21 in his last 3 games against the Orlando Magic. Been very, very good overall. Where's on his points prop? His points prop is sitting here at, where'd you go? There we go. His points prop is officially at 21.5. He's been over that in 6 of his last 10 games. Like I said, he had 21, 28, and 28 against Orlando in his past 3. Very, very good to this number on the season, hitting it at almost 70% of the season. Almost 70% of the season, he's scoring over 21.5 points. So I like Norman Powell. That's how I'm going to start things. Lonte, what are you doing?
Yeah, somebody already stole mine in the chat. Anthony Black, his RA, it's at. I think I saw it at 8, but I think 8.5. I think it doesn't. I don't think it matters. I think he can get closer to double digits here. I've been playing his PRA. He's been really aggressive. Obviously, the shot is what's kind of holding him back from being like one of those really good point guards. But I really just think that Anthony Black, with the ball in his hands, a little bit more, not having Paulo like create everything. I think Anthony Black is going to be another one that I target. So I'll be looking at his RA, depending on what the PRA is. I might play that as well. Another one that I was looking at, I was looking at Jaime Jaquez as well. I was looking at his points. He's coming off, I think, 27, and I think that is, and I think that is really like telling of what he's able to do when he needs to step up. So I like Jaime Jaquez's points. I do think that the bench is the weakness of Orlando, and I think he'll come in and score a lot of points here. So I'm going with his points over for Jaime Jaquez.
All right, I like it. It's at 10.5.
Yeah, I think that's too low.
Yeah, it's way too low. It's been over 10.5 in 6 of his last 10. He's been over that. Listen to his last 5 games against Orlando Magic: 16, 13, 15, 5, and 13. And 3 of those are in Orlando. So, shout out to him. All right. Let's see. Anything else here?
I know. I'm good.
Okay. Let's see. Before we get to the next game of the slate, gotta talk to everybody about Kalshi. We just partnered up with Kalshi, a real money prediction market, legal in all 50 states. And all 50 states, you can trade tons of markets, including NFL, college football, college basketball, NHL. But it's also not just sports. You can do politics, entertainment, even the weather. Kalshi, you can trade anything. So make sure you go over there to Kalshi. New customers get $20 when they use promo code SGPN. That's it. You get $20 when you use promo code SGPN. That is Kalshi, Kalshi, promo code SGPN. We are also brought to you by Underdog. You play their fantasy pick'em and win up to 5,000 times your entry. Make sure you just head over there and pick your favorite players' fantasy stats, higher or lower. And they have a new offer for our customers. Play just $5 and get $100 in bonus funds when you sign up. Use promo code SGPN, NBA SGPN. I'm sorry. Play just $5, get $100 in bonus funds when you use sign up code promo code NBA SGPN. All right. Next game up. New York Knicks. Bing bong. I couldn't get to the drop quick enough. On the road, going to play the Toronto Raptors. Knicks are laying 4.5. It's crazy because it's opened up at 2.5. Yeah. And the Knicks are now laying 4.5 against the Raptors. 226.5 is the total. Injury report. And we have for my New York Knicks, it looks like Carl Anthony Towns is questionable. Deuce McBride is out and Landry Shamet is out. So a couple of pieces missing in that backcourt. Jamal Shee, questionable. Jameson Battle, doubtful. RJ Barrett is out. So, Lonte, I have been on the show talking about how good the Raptors are. Now, they've gotten to that part of the season where, they look a little bit like shit again. But 2-8 ATS in their last 10 games, by the way, including an embarrassing loss to Charlotte. And I think I was about to say Scottie Pippen. His name is not Scottie Pippen. His name is Scottie Barnes. Scottie Barnes on the bench looking sad, questioning everything about this Raptors team. They got the ass beat by the Knicks in New York. What was that, about a week ago? Maybe 2. And they really haven't been in a lot of these games, for being honest. What are you doing here?
Yeah, you know what? I like the Raptors here a lot. I mean, Knicks games are pretty simple for me as of right now until they fix their road woes.
Super easy.
Yeah, when they're on the road, I like to fade them. When they're at home, I like to bet them, especially laying those big numbers because they burnt. Like if you look at some of their point differentials at home, it's like ridiculous. I think they won the last 3 games by like 14 plus. I think that's like a 30-point win in there as well. Like they're burying teams at home, and I think that's something that will probably show up a little bit more. Like it'll be like more talked about in the playoffs once the playoffs get here and that home court advantage really ramps up in New York. But
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I like the Raptors here. I mean, I know they've been struggling, and I think the part of why they've been struggling, which is the players have spoken out for it. They were talking about RJ's impact and how he, affects the game and what they want to do. And I think him not being there has kind of forced other guys to step up in places that they are not normally asked to step up in. But in this spot, I think they match up really well with the Knicks. They still have the big wings with Scottie Barnes, with Brandon Ingram, who bounced back from that 7-point performance. So I do think they can match that energy. Obviously, the interior presence will not be as much of impact here because that's what the Raptors lack. That's their weakness. And while Cat is a big, he's not really a back to the basket big and going to dominate you on the interior. So I think that's negated there. 4.5 points, I think, is a little too rich. Man, I probably would make this closer to the open, like 2.5, if maybe.
Yeah.
But I love the Raptors here, man. I think the Raptors are going to win this game. So I like the Raptors.
All right. My New York Knicks, this is their 3rd time in the quarterfinals of the NBA Cup. Still looking for that first win out of the group stage. I am not 100% certain they get it here. I agree with you. The road woes and just how bad they've been on the road has been horrible for me. And that's ultimately where the handicap is, where you want to bet Knicks games. The Knicks are 15-8 on the season ATS. They are 2-7 on the road. Can anybody, and I mean anybody, tell me what 8 minus 7 is? 1. That's how many games they have covered. Not covered at home. Just 1. That's it. Ironically, they're only in the Magic. But that's it. They've only not covered 1 game at home. All these other losses, ATS, they're on the road. This is a game on the road. You don't take this Knicks team on the road, regardless. I actually don't care. This is probably a get-right spot for Toronto to just feel a little bit more comfortable about themselves. We talked about the difference and the point differential between the Knicks at home and on the road. They just beat this team on the 30th, 116-94 at home as an 8.5-point favorite. I don't think they're going to get it as easily here. Emmanuel Quickly is expected to play. I think he's going to have a role in this game. I'm with you. I'm all over the Raptors here. Give me the Raptors plus the points. Sprinkle on the money line. I think it's over for the Knicks in the NBA Cup today. And they just got to figure out, the road woes. That's really the tough part of it. All right. Total is sitting here at 225.5. Lonte, it's up to 226.5 now, actually. What do you want to do?
Yeah, I agree with that move as well. I think the pace will be really good. The Knicks and Raptors both thrive in transition. I do think the one weakness for the Raptors is they don't have much of an half court offense, which kind of bogs them down in games. I don't know their clutch record or what they have in clutch games, but they don't do well when it's time to really get into like a playoff feel or a playoff type of game because they don't have a point guard number one. They don't have a quote unquote knockdown shooter in their lineup. So they're typically trying to get to the paint, and that's teams wall up and they don't allow them to get to the paint, so it's tough for them to score. So I would go over. I think that they have to get out and run. The Knicks. The one thing about the Knicks, they struggle on the road, but they don't have problem scoring at all. They do not have problem. So I think both of these teams can get to what 112. Yeah, I think we can get to 112. So I like over.
All right. Yeah, I see it. I think Cat makes a difference for me. If Cat doesn't play, I think it's a little bit better defensively. Just a different game plan. And so if Cat doesn't play, I probably go over. Yeah. And Cat does play. It's a little bit closer, but I might still go over. It's a tough one.
Yeah, I think the move was like Cat playing because I don't know if they could be laying 4.5 if he's not playing. I mean, I still can't get why they're laying 4.5, but
yeah, it does feel like a lot of points, man.
Yeah.
Load up on Mitchell Robinson. Mitchell Robinson could be very interesting here today, especially with the lack of front court for the Raptors outside of Jakob Poeltl. All right, player props. What do you like, Lonte?
I was going to go with some unders, but it doesn't kind of fit my narrative of how I think the game is going to go. But let's go with Mikal Bridges threes over. I do think that he'll be able to get some good looks. The Raptors, decent defense, but a 3-point defense can be had a little bit, especially in transition. So let's go over for Mikal Bridges, his threes.
Mitchell Robinson.
Yeah, I like Mitchell Robinson too. I know that.
Where's your rebounds prop at, sir? 7.5 at plus money. He's been over against the Raptors. He had 15 in that game earlier this season. I think he could have another good game here again. So add Mitchell Robinson rebounds to the card. Anything else super interesting? No. All right, let's finish things up and get out of here. Sorry, guys, my throat is killing me. Pause. We've got Novik, America's #1 sports prediction market. You know you're getting the best prices on the market as well when you lock in with Novik. Download the Novik app and get $50 when you spend $5 when you use promo code SGPN. Get it on the action with Novik, promo code SGPN. Rhythm has also crushed NFL this season, especially on the props. They've been really good at identifying when to fade players and when to take those unders. The sharp unders for Rhythm have been very, very good. Look into if you don't like betting unders, I get it, but like Rhythm is really, really good with it. College basketball is up and running, and they are going. It looks really good over there. Super easy to sign up and go make your own model. All of that. So. With so many sports and the holidays, it makes it easy to get an elite prediction on the game. So head over there to Rhythm. Use promo code SGPN25. When you download the Rhythm app for 25% off your first month, download Rhythm and use promo code SGPN25. All right. Let's see here. We've got Underdog Lonte. As always, I will let you go first, sir.
Yeah, I mean, pretty easy for me. I like Miami -1 as the lock. The dog, give me +165 for the Raptors. I think the Raptors win it outright. Pretty simple for me.
Yeah, super simple there. For me, for my lock, I am going to go with. Ooh, do I want to lock up the same game? It's only 2 games. I mean, torn between Mitchell Robinson and Norman Powell. I'll go Norman Powell. It's been really good, really consistent, even with Tyler Hero back. So I'll take Norman Powell as my lock over 21.5 points. Been very good against the Orlando Magic. And for my dog, I'm with you. I will play them as well. Give me the Raptors on the money line. I think the Knicks on the road, just an easy bet against. Not even going to question it. All right, Underdog. What are we doing for Underdog today, Lonte?
If you want to recycle, I like the Mitch play, the rebounds, like that.
Mm-hmm. Let's find
Um,
Mitch.
I'm trying to figure out the other one that you sent.
Mitchell Robinson higher 7.5 rebounds. Could play Norman Powell.
Yeah, Norman Powell. I like that one.
Higher 21.5 points. And we need one more.
Um, I like Bridges. What is his threes? Is it 2.5?
Bridges threes is at 1.5.
Yeah, I like that. He'll have to.
Higher. All right. So we add that in Underdog. We got Norman Powell higher 21.5 points. We got Mikal Bridges higher 1.5 3-pointers made. And we got Mitchell Robinson higher 7.5 rebounds. $100 gets you $482 over there at Underdog Fantasy. Make sure you use that promo code NBA SGPN. Lonte, anything else for the people before we get up out of here?
That's it, man. Hope you feel better. Hopefully that doesn't translate from Scott to you to me. So let's keep.
Yeah, that would be. You should have wore a mask. You should have had a mask on. All right. So there we go. He's at XX Lonte XX on Twitter. I'm at reallyreal __. Make sure you give us a follow on Twitter as well at SGPN NBA, NBA Gambling Podcast on YouTube, and a 5-star rating and review wherever you get your podcasts. Spotify, Apple, doesn't matter. With that is it. Make sure you lock into this slate. I'm not going to be here tomorrow, I don't think so. Best of luck to everybody. And with that is it. I have nothing else to say, nothing else to do. No other way.